Hi guys, welcome to my video, and today we'll be reacting to top 10 innocent kids sentenced to life in prison. That's sad. In maybe the next video, it's gonna be a happy video. It's gonna be try not to laugh. But for right now, let's get into the interesting stuff, okay? And yeah, let me see here. Oh, lucky I'm turning up right now. Sorry, if you hear like those clicks, it's just me turning my tablet up because it was actually on mute. I didn't notice that. Glad I noticed that. But yeah, guys, let's get. Also, remember to like it and subscribe, and turn the bell notification on. Okay, let's get into this video in 3, 2, 1. Sorry you hear those like buzzing. Those are houseflies. But yeah, let's get into this video in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, how's it going, you guys? I'm Landon Dallasing, and welcome back to a brand new Most Amazing Top 10 video. If you guys haven't already, go check out our Instagram account. It's Most Amazing Official. I'll put the links down there in the description. Send us fan art if you guys want. The P.O. box is down there in the description. We're going to be posting all of you guys' fan arts on social media, and we're going to do a special video for you guys on this channel. Okay, so there was a time in our justice system where racial profiling, discriminatory jury members, and DNA testing did not exist.
Yeah.
Some could argue that a lot of people are serving time behind bars for crimes they haven't committed. And you guys know that we're familiar with all of that because we have so many videos and series of people sentenced away and they're innocent. Unfortunately, there are even children and teenagers who are convicted of serious crimes and are forced to spend their lives in prison even though they're innocent. So you know what? Let's take a look at the top 10 innocent kids sentenced to life in prison. Starting off this very unfair list at number 10 with Santiago Ventura Moraz. In 1986, he was convicted of murdering a 19-year-old man after they had an argument. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but maintained his innocence despite being offered a plea deal. He made several appeals after his conviction, but they were all denied. However, due to a lack of an appropriate interpreter and other deficiencies in the trial, it actually led to his conviction being overturned, and it was determined that a different person was responsible for the murder. He spent about 5 years in prison as an innocent man.
Okay. He's a kid. Okay, I think he's a kid since it says top 10 innocent kids, you know. He's a kid. Why would you think he murdered somebody? Oh my God. I mean, kids can't do that, okay? It's just that, a kid, out of all the other people you picked, it's a kid. My God.
But he had plans to become a lawyer someday so that he can help people in a very similar situation. And like I said, we all know there's many people in this situation. Timothy Masters comes into...
He's lucky he didn't, serve, 20 years or something like that. Some people serve, 4 years. He only served, 5 years, I think they said.
This list...
5 or 10.
At number 9, on February 11th, 1987, the body of Peggy Hetrick was found in a field, and she had been stabbed in the back and sexually mutilated. 15-year-old Timothy Masters lived in a trailer that was only 100 feet away from her body. The police questioned him and searched his room and found several thousand pages of violent journal entries and drawings in his closet and a collection of knives. Even though there's no physical evidence linked him to the crime, he was charged and convicted of the murder, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. Well, 12 years later, his sentence was later removed when DNA evidence proved his innocence. Timothy Masters was given $5.9 million in order to settle the wrongful conviction lawsuit. The wrongfully convicted Marvin Anderson comes into this list at number 8. Marvin Anderson was only 18 years old when he was convicted of robbery, sodomy, abduction, and rape. An all-white jury convicted him on all the counts, and he was sentenced away to...
It's probably back then when, the 60s, the 40s and stuff. Even the 70s, maybe. Not sure.
200 110 years in prison. I mean, is this real life right now? However, in 1988, another man came forward and admitted that he was the one that actually committed the crime. He fully confessed under oath. He did this in an open court, but the judge who presided over the original trial refused to drop the charge on Marvin Anderson. Marvin spent a total of 15 years in prison, but it took another 4 years to become fully exonerated. And now at number 7, we have Dennis Brown. He was convicted of rape back in 1984 when he was only 17 years old, and this is after the victim picked him out of a lineup. You know when they stand there and you're like, he's the man, number 3? Dennis Brown claimed that the police had threatened him at night point, forcing him to confess to the charges. The jury found him guilty, and when he was charged with aggravated rape, burglary, and aggravated crimes against nature, which gave him a sentence of life imprisonment. Dennis Brown contacted the Innocence Project, and DNA tests concluded that he was not the rapist. So in 2000...
I mean, is it better to be alive or just, kill yourself? Now, I know it sounds kind of morbid, but spending your whole life in prison, that'd be a horrible life. Seriously, though, that would be. If you think about it, your whole life. Like, if you're young, you spend your whole life in there.
2004, after serving 19 years in prison for a crime he never committed, he was finally released. The Dixmoor 5 comes into this list at number 6. The Dixmoor 5 are 5 African-American men who were falsely convicted of rape and murder of a 14-year-old Kateresa.
Why do they all have to be African-American? Like, that's my question. It could have been easily been a white person. Like, come on. They have to all be black. Really? Oh my god. Like, that just looks racist right there. Like, all of them are black, and they were convicted of something they didn't do. Oh my god. That's sad.
Matthews. At the time of the arrest, the 5 men were between the ages of 14 and 16 years old. During the intense and long interviews, 3 of them gave false confessions because they were coerced and physically abused and threatened during the interrogation. Each of them received at least 80 years in prison, but in 2011, DNA tests concluded that the semen on the victim belonged to another man. All of the charges were dropped after they spent 20 years in prison, and they finally became free men in 2011.
That's why that doesn't happen a lot today. Sorry, I have something stuck in my throat. But that's the reason it doesn't happen a lot today, because we got DNA tests, thumbprints and stuff. It'll actually probably never happen again in a while.
Reached a wrongful conviction settlement of $40 million, which is actually the largest settlement in Illinois' history. Moving on to Thomas Hainesworth, and he makes it onto this list at number 5. He was arrested at the age of 18 years old after a woman identified him as the attacker. He was convicted of 4 violent rapes and sentenced to a total of 84 years in prison. Thomas Hainesworth maintained his innocence throughout his time spent in prison, and based on new DNA evidence, the real perpetrator was believed to have been his neighbor and closely resembles him.
What?
After the DNA testing, he was
They look so alike. Look at their mustaches. They look the same. Look at their beards. I think their beards, they look the same. Their hairstyle's a little different. His is a little bit more thinner. His is just a little bit thicker. Whoa. They look really similar. Except he's got fatter head. He's got smaller head. They actually look very similar. Surprising.
Exonerated and was released from prison in March of 2011 after spending 27 years in prison behind bars. So for this wrongful conviction, he was given a lump sum of $1 million. I bet you the guy was taxed on it and only took home like just over half. He had 2 types of pensions, and he was also given a tuition at a
dude, the other guy's only spent maybe 20 years. He spent 27 years, and he only gets $1 million. Which tax, he probably got $500,000 or $250,000. Oh my god. Only $1 million. Spending there 27 years.
College.
I couldn't
Christopher
live that long
Abernathy
like
takes the number
that.
4 spot on October 5th, 1984. The body of a 15-year-old girl was found behind a shopping mall. She had been raped and stabbed to death. More than a year after the crime, police brought in 18-year-old Christopher Abernathy for questioning. After 40 hours of interrogation, he had signed a confession which stated that he attempted to rape her and accidentally stabbed her with a pocket knife. Christopher was a high school dropout, and he had a learning disability as well. So the police used this and coerced him into making a false confession. He was eventually sentenced to life in prison because he was 17.
Okay, that's messed up. That's messed up. You get somebody who's mentally retarded and tell them that and make them confess. Oh my god, why? Like, I know cops get money for doing that stuff, but oh my god. Oh my god.
Years old at the time of the murder, the jury initially wanted him to get the death penalty. After the Innocence Project picked up his case,
death penalty? This guy who's mentally retarded was going to die. Oh my god. He's lucky.
DNA evidence exonerated him of all charges, and he was released after...
I'm called mentally retarded because of learning disability, okay? If you don't know what that means, it means they're mentally retarded. Which is not a bad thing. Also, it's not a bad thing, it's just make they're unique. You know? Like strange. Which I'm using a strange that's like unique, you know? That kind of strange.
Spending 28 years behind bars as an innocent person. The West Memphis 3 ironically make it into number 3 spot. This was a murder case that shocked the world. 3 little boys were found tied up. They were tied up with their own shoelaces, sexually mutilated, beaten, and left for dead. The local authorities arrested 18-year-old Damian Eccles, 16-year-old Jason Baldwin, and 17-year-old Jesse Miss Kelly. Because they were known around town for wearing black and listening to heavy metal. All 3 of these teenagers were convicted.
So they raped the little boys, abused them, then after they were done, killed them. I don't see how people can do that stuff. Like, dude, how do you do that? Like, I know most of them are psychopaths, but oh my god. Just, oh my god. I wonder who would actually do that and not cry or anything for doing it.
Of the murders and was sentenced away to serve life in prison, except for Damian Eccles, who was sentenced to death. This is a highly controversial case because all of the evidence was circumstantial, so a lot of people believe that they are actually innocent. The Scottsboro Boys comes into this list at number 2. They are 9 African-American teenagers who are accused of raping 2 white women on a train back in 1931. These were 9 unemployed young men who were illegally riding the train. They were held in Alabama on
Of course. Those kinds of people. Black. You can't expect so much because it's 1931. The racism law wasn't going to happen until like 30 years later. So, yeah. It really took them thousands of years just to understand we're all equal. Makes no sense. The world almost makes no sense.
Their charges, and they convinced these 2 women into saying that these young boys had raped them. Within 2 weeks of this false accusation,
it's because the women don't like black people. Why don't you just tell on the real guy? It makes no sense why you do on specifically a black person.
Scottsboro Boys were convicted, and 8 of them were sentenced to death. And the youngest boy, who was 13 years old, was sentenced to life imprisonment. One of the women who have claimed to be a rape victim...
Would that even be legal now? Can you even send 13-year-olds, like, to prison? Like, don't they go into juvenile hall? Like, you probably can if they did something really bad, but is that legal? I forgot.
came forth and admitted that she was coerced and manipulated into accusing these boys of raping her when they never even touched her. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have George Stinney. On March 1944, 2 young girls had been found brutally murdered and beaten over the head and dumped into a ditch. George Stinney was a 14-year-old African-American who was convinced of the murder as a result of racially biased and discriminatory jury. He was convinced in less than 10 minutes by an all-white jury, and he was sentenced to death. He was denied an appeal, and he was executed by the electric chair. A group of lawyers and activists investigated this case, and in 2014, he was exonerated of all the charges nearly 70 years later. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have subscribed and continue to watch our most amazing top 10 videos. I will see you guys all in the next one.
Took them 70 years. Guys, it took them 70 years? No way. There's no way it took them 70 years to figure out that he is innocent. No way. There's no way. Just no way. Oh my god. That's messed up. Like, someone was sentenced to death. Like, if you were going to get a death penalty, which one would you want to get? I think I would want to get the one that instantly kills me, not the electric chair. It's like where they take a syringe and like they put like drugs in you. That'll probably kill you like in a matter of minutes. I get that because, oh my god, I'm not having a long and painful death. I just want a quick and non-painful death. Is all I want. Like, though. But yeah. Really, Gar? But yeah, guys. Really? I'm not sure if you can hear that. But yeah, guys, I hope you like this video. Bye.